Hi, I'm Karen. We're here at Montavilla Sewing Center, and today we're talking about the Pfaff Select 4.2. In this video, I'm going to show you the accessories that come with your machine. To start with, we have a wonderful hard cover, and this fits right over your machine like that, for the top. Move this out of the way. It has little bumper pads inside, which you got to get it just right, but that's good because it helps it stay stable, and then you just lift up your handle, and that's how you carry your machine. So think of this as almost like a cape that fits on the shoulders of the machine. This is a really nice hard cover that's great for if you store your sewing machine in a closet and you want to keep it from getting bumped, or if you're carrying it in your car, this will also help protect your machine. So I'm going to take that off, put this over here. Then we have the foot control. Now the foot control has cords for both the power cord and where it plugs for the foot control itself, but it plugs into the foot control. Now the foot control also has this wonderful switch right here. This switch, if you push it this way, it limits the maximum speed that you can go. So it's really nice for free motion quilting, or maybe you're doing some careful applique work. And then if you push it this way, you can go a faster maximum speed. So this is a nice little speed control feature right here on the foot control. Okay, and then of course you also have your machine manual. Now the machine manual covers different machines, but this is the top of the line of the Select line, the 4.2. So anytime it references the 4.2 machine, that's the one that you want, the line that you want to look at in this book. And then over here we have the accessories. Now to start out with, you have 4 bobbins that come with your machine. Now one bobbin is already in the machine. Make sure you use Pfaff bobbins, the ones that look just like this. So if you have old bobbins that don't look like this, make sure you get some bobbins, and you can get them here at Montavilla Sewing Center. Then we have spool caps. Now this is a large spool cap for larger spools. You have one for smaller spools, and then if you have a spool like this that doesn't have an end cap, you can use this one here. And the purpose of the spool cap is to keep your spool on your machine. I'll lift this up and show you. It has a horizontal spool pin, and so to keep that from sliding off of there, you'd put your spool cap on right after your spool of thread. Then here we have an auxiliary spool pin that goes right up in here. And this is for if you have the type of thread that reels off to the side a little more easier than spiraling off to the side. You can also use this when you're doing twin needle sewing. And twin needle sewing looks like this. This is a type of decorative stitching that you can do using a twin needle. So you'd use 2 spools of thread here, still just 1 bobbin thread. So that's what this is for. And then this little felt here is so that when you stop sewing, your spool of thread will kind of stop and won't keep spinning, so that it acts like a little break for your spool of thread. Okay, and then over here we have your cleaning brush, and obviously if you're cleaning your machine, we have another video on maintaining your machine, taking care of it, and I show you how to use that for cleaning around your feed dogs and other parts of your machine. Then the seam ripper. Almost everybody knows what that's for. That's for removing stitches that like basting stitches, and it's also good for opening the buttonholes after you've made a buttonhole. Then we have needles. Now the needles that work best with your Pfaff sewing machine are the Inspire needles. There's, I think, also Pfaff needles. They work best. You can still use other needles like Classe or Schmitz, but Inspire and Pfaff kind of go together. You're going to get the best results. Now with this needle pack, you get some universal needles and some stretch needles. So stretch, obviously, for stretch fabrics. Universal will go for most fabrics, and you get different sizes. The smaller the number, the smaller the needle, and the larger the number, the larger diameter of the needle. Then we have various feet. Now the foot that comes with your machine will already be on your machine. That's the 0 foot. It's an all-purpose zigzag foot. This one is the number 1 foot. It's similar to the one that's on your machine, except that on the back it has this groove here. That's for sewing decorative stitches where you're putting extra thread into your fabric, and it helps those stitches flow right on through. This foot is similar in that it has that groove in back, but it does not have a place where you can put your walking foot, your IDT. This would be good for your satin stitches that are very close together where you don't want the IDT causing any abrasion on them. And then this is your blind hem foot. And the book tells you about how to make a blind hem. This is also good for overcasting the edge of your woven fabrics that tend to fray at the edge. You would run the edge of your fabric right there and right along that wire and do a zigzag across that. I have another video that talks about how to do that. This is your zipper foot. This zipper foot can be put on either side of the clamp here so that you can sew close to the edge of your zipper teeth if you want to. And that's why it has 2 holes there for your IDT. That's because it can be put on either side. This is your buttonhole foot. Now, it has a number 5 right there. When you put this on your machine, make sure your 5 is right side up, not upside down. If it's upside down, there's no place for the needle to go, so right side up like that. And I have another video on how to make buttonholes with this machine. This is a wonderful little tool. This foot actually turns your fabric so that the edge of your fabric is rolled and you stitch a straight line. It's a rolled hem foot. So it's a nice little tool to have, like if you're making ruffles or something like that where you want to have a nice fine rolled hem. It works best with lightweight fabric like batiste. It works great for that. But you can also use quilting cotton if you're careful. This one is your darning foot or your free motion foot. And I have another video on how to use this for free motion, but just know that this part here goes above your needle clamp bar, and every time the needle goes up, this lifts up. So that's how you do free motion. And also you would lower your feed dogs. Free motion means you're moving the fabric instead of the feed dogs moving the fabric. And then this is the quilting bar or guide foot or guide bar for doing parallel lines of stitching. It fits right back here in the back of the foot holder. You loosen the screw at the top, tighten it down, and so you sew your first line of stitching, move your fabric over, follow that line of stitching to do your second line of stitching, and you get parallel lines of stitching. It's really a nice handy feature. You can also use that in conjunction with quilting to get that nice crosshatch effect on your quilt. Okay, so that's your accessories that come with your Pfaff Select 4.2. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you had, give us a thumbs up, and if you have comments or questions, you can leave those in the area down below. We have lots of other videos on this machine and on other machines here on our Montavilla YouTube channel, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.